speaking of someone who looks like they're not going to be around, CM Punk looks like he is going to be bought out. Like that's the story. AEW is looking to buy CM Punk out of his deal, and that's kind of I think what a lot of people thought was going to happen originally with this thing. Like actual kind of news like broke on it. Like it's funny how Dave went on that rant about how he wasn't getting anything, and then all of a sudden
then immediately he starts getting everything.
Yeah, and it is.
Squeaky wheel got the oil, huh?
Yeah. Something happened. Somebody started calling Dave. Like I think TK was like, "All right, man, here's what's going on." Like I don't know who talked to him, but seems like the Elite's coming back soon. But if CM Punk's gone, and I guess the holdup is the non-compete issue. So it is. I don't know, like the non-compete that the reason the non-compete is because it seems like they think he's going to go to WWE, something like that. I think he immediately would go to WWE at, whenever he could. There's been like conflicting reports, like people saying WWE wouldn't have interest, like, from the Triple H side, I don't believe that. Like,
like Triple H isn't an idiot.
Like, even if it was a case where they didn't bring him in right away, like, let a year go by. And then they start thinking, like, well, what can we do for a little shot in the arm? Like, there's nothing that, like,
they keep bringing back Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, but they wouldn't bring back CM Punk because he's difficult to work with. I'm sorry. Isn't one of those guys a guy that like whipped a fucking championship belt at Vince's head after a WrestleMania main event? What the fuck are we talking about?
I was talking to a buddy of ours. He's like, you seem to be blatantly disregarding that they went to court with that man. I was like, well, is that shit still going? No, okay.
Also, that went to court. Like, did they go to court with Hogan?
Yeah.
Didn't Hogan testify against Vince? Are we done?
Yeah, man.
Like people, I get it. Like people want people to hold grudges and hold them forever. And look, I gotta say, like I admire some people that have held up their forever beefs. I really do. I appreciate the part where he's like, never forgetting. I never forgive either. Like I appreciate people that are willing to hold their ground on like being like, I have had enough, and I will not go one step further with this person over what happened, and they're willing to stick up to that. I really do. But that's not how most like relationships are, especially when it comes to this type of business. Like all the people that they've said over years, WWE will never take them back. They took back fucking Warrior. Warrior stuck him up for how much money?
150,000, I believe.
Jarrett, how much? Was that 100K?
100K.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, as far as, like, AEW, like, CM Punk brought what he brought to the company. At least during the first 6 months, he was a very strong draw and television ratings mover. And, and then after that, I would say it's a tale of two runs, like, where he kind of comes back to reality. And obviously, I don't think he's going to stay, like, as hot as he was when he first came back. I don't think that'd be realistic to expect that because much like the story of like CM Punk's career, he's not John Cena. So, them losing him out of that and keeping the Elite, sign me up. Like if it comes down to, are you keeping CM Punk? Are you keeping the Elite? I'm keeping the Elite. I'm keeping the guys that are responsible for much of the greatest matches in this company's history. I'm keeping the guys that are like founders of this company, and I have confidence they'll be able to work themselves back in easier with whatever harm they may have done to themselves in this whole scenario than, CM Punk, who embarrassed the company publicly and did all this stuff, like, right in front of Tony Khan, in front of the owner. Like the good thing about a lot of the elite stuff is like no one's acted an ass like this in public. Like, so CM Punk loses kind of a lot of sympathy in that respect to me, with his public antics, not just at the press conference, but like the whole shit where he was calling out Hangman Page, like, and taking the show like off course and shit like that. So I don't know, man. It's real weird, and I I don't know. What about you, man?
It sucks that either are gone. I quite frankly wish that it'd be a situation where like they can just come back and just never work with each other, and I'd be probably fine with that. I know that you think that would not be ideal. Well, we're past not ideal after CM Punk goes out there and does that thing with in front of right next to Tony Khan. So we're past that, right? Much like we're past a lot of things, but you're gonna move on. I think it kind of sucks. I think especially because like these acts are CM Punk was their or is / was their top act, and he had an incredible year, regardless of what people think of the Bret Hart tribute stuff or not, and whether or not you liked it or you hated it. Like the dude had better television than anyone in the time he was around in the year. So it sucks that he's going to be gone. It sucks that like this MJF thing, even though they were able to put a nice bow on it, still like there was another chapter for it, and it seems that we're going to be missing out on that. And like it's going to be weird. Like that it seems like he won't be back, and like we're gonna be like, all right, so what's feud of the year? Oh, him and MJF. Well, who's best on promos? Oh, he probably finishes top 3. It's just gonna be really weird. But yeah, if he's gone, he's gone, and like there's other places to wrestle, and that's the beauty of like having an AEW round as opposed to like if you're in WWE and you burn your bridge at WWE and you're as big as CM Punk, you can't go anywhere else. Now, like there's 2 places, and if you burn one bridge, you can go to other place, and you get so hot and do so much good business or good work that like they'll eventually want to forgive you at the next place, and you can go back to the other place in a few more years. Maybe not in the case of CM Punk thing or whatever else, but in general that'll be the case, because like when we had WCW and WWE, we had people out here pulling knives out pulling out scissors on people and going back and forth, and I'm not talking about the Acclaim neither. So so yeah, like for the benefit of the wrestling business, I'm glad that this is a situation where like you aren't under pressure to like feel like if you blow a shot or blow opportunity or want to stick up for yourself at one spot, like you're done in major American professional wrestling. The only place you can find something even similar is taking your ass to Japan. So
I don't think we'd have to worry about CM Punk going to Japan.
Oh no, I'm just saying for the general person. Like I'm not talking specifically for him, but like it does suck that he's gone. But like I think like this setup, like if there is another type of CM Punk situation, like there will be a landing spot for them if they want to continue in pro wrestling after this.
Yep,
and I think that's for the best.
So countdown is on for the Elite return.
God, imagine Punk doing a G. Look, man, that man catch one fucking Okada elbow, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
He's at this point right now, like in WWE, that's perfect place to go in theory, right? Like he can get himself a place where he can only give me $2 million, or sorry, it's CM Punk. I'm sorry, give me $4 million and give me 10. I mean, Edge got 3. Why the fuck wouldn't Punk be able to get 4 or 5? So like, hey, anywhere from 5 to 10 matches, give me $4 or $5 million. I'm there for your A pay-per-views plus a pay-per-view here and there, a Money in the Bankers or something like that. Money in the Bank is a pay-per-view. You get my point. Like
he can go wrestle the Fiend.
He can go wrestle the Fiend. Punk in the N1. Can you imagine that man catching a fucking elbow from Segura?
Let Nakajima kick his fucking chest in. Like
what? No, one go chop. It's one go chop. You know that man hate chops. One go chop. He's gonna fucking through.
That man will pull that I'm done here and just walk out the ring. That man will pull that Bad News Brown and walk to the back. I will not tolerate this.
How many Sherry kicks would it take to get him out of there? 1? No. Doesn't even need to feel one. Doesn't even need to see one to be like, nope, not coming here.
I think he'll see it and be like, not for me. Like she just wait a second. She just kicked her
and it sounds like a baseball bat hitting a baseball. No, just no.
Well, the Elite rides again, so can't wait for him to come back. So let's see.